that's listening now knows probably what I'm talking about. Even if they don't know the system, they're familiar with it. And
basically, it's a chord chart.
It's a chord. It tells you the chord progressions. Instead of listing the actual letters of the chord, a number correlates to the chord. That way, no matter what key they throw at you, it's the same structure, and you can transpose it without having to change. And so when I know I'm going to be backing up somebody, I usually try to get with them beforehand and write out a quick chart, so at least I have some familiarity with it. There's sometimes when I'm thrown curveballs, when people might hand me already printed charts, but what they're doing, the chart might be incorrect or what have you, and then I just have to sort of go with the flow. We're good at flying by the seat of our pants. We try to anyway.
Now, did you ever think about doing session work here in Nashville?
I've done some. I get hired to do demos quite a bit. In fact, I've got 2 coming up, being a demo singer, and I've been hired out to do rhythm guitar work too. But a session musician these days is just as hard to get work doing that as it is playing for pay around town. But I take them as they come, and used to do a lot more than I have done in recent years, but I'm still thankful every time I get to do that. And that side of it, Bert, especially when you're a singer, can be a little odd, because it's usually somebody else's song that they want sung. It may not be something that you'd ever even think about writing.
Right.
To be quite honest with you, some of the songs are kind of crazy at times.
Yeah.
But you have to you're hired there to do a job, and you have to interpret that. You try to interpret what the writer was
trying to convey,
and make it sound believable.
Yeah, that's the tough part, isn't it?
Right.
Especially if it's a not so good song.
Right.
And you're probably thinking in your mind that you're singing, what am I doing here?
I could tell you about some doozies, but I won't.
Now, we know you do a cover of Gene Watson. We have somebody here tonight that's wanting to hear that Gene Watson cover.
All right. Well, I get asked to do this a lot. I guess it's because people like to see me writing in pain, but it has a high note at the end of it. But I was doing this song, and Gene Watson's one of my all-time heroes. And when we lost Jack Green a couple of years ago, he was on the funeral with me. I played Jack's funeral at the Ryman Auditorium, and Gene was there, and we were, we got to talk. Gene and I have the same birthday, October 11th.
Is that right?
We both have. And but this song is his signature song, and I worked a lot with Charlie Leuven, and Charlie used to have a museum here in Nashville, and every Saturday I would play for tips out there, 8 hours a day, and sell my CDs, and did pretty good with that for a while. And so I would do this song. It was a fan favorite out there, and I was in the middle of the song, and in walks Gene Watson. and I'm halfway through the second verse, and he's sitting at the end of the bar, and he's just sort of looking at me, and I'm thinking, if I don't hit this note, I might as well just pack my guitar up and just get out of town. I was so nervous, but afterwards he came up to me and shook my hand and said, "You did a good job," so. But it's a little thing called Farewell Party, and after the song I'll tell you who recorded it first. You'll be thinking about this when I sing it. You'll be shocked to know. When the last breath of life is gone from my body, and my lips are as cold as the sea, when my friends gather round for There'll be flowers from those who cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. Don't be mad at me for wanting to keep you till my life on this old world is through. You'll be free at the end of my farewell party, but I'll go away loving you. There'll be flowers from those who cry when I go and leave you in this old world alone. I know you'll have fun at my farewell party. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone. I know you'll be glad when I'm gone.
Can I get you some oxygen?
I might need some. Boy, it's hard to sing on a full stomach. You know, we stuffed our face with ziti and sausage a while ago, and I was wondering about it. They're going to hit that note. But I was telling you before we started that the original artist. Do you have any idea who the original artist? Now, Gene's was the big hit,
right?
But about 15 years before, the original artist that sang that song was Little Jimmy Dickens. And his version was like a two-step. And when the last breath of life is gone. I mean, it was totally different. And when Gene got this song, they rearranged it and made it the monster that it is, you know, today. It's just something how that happens, you know.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed that. I'm thinking this almost could be a Hank Williams song.
Right.
And I was thinking further back down the line in the early days of...
well, it's got a lot of hurt in it, like Hank would have written.
Yeah. And my second choice would have been Merle Haggard.
Right.
But he can't hold a note like that.
Right.
How did you practice holding those notes for a long time, or did this kind of come naturally to you?
You know, that song for years I would never touch, just because I was always thinking what a difficult song it is, and it is a difficult song. But I got to tinkering around at the house one day, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago with it, and I got to where I could hit the note. I discovered that if you just have enough air behind you, you can hit that, you know, but you have to really suck in that air. That's why I was having a little bit of trouble a while ago with all the sausage and stuff. But you know, and then for a long time I would just do it around the house, and then I don't know, somebody heard me somewhere do it, and they said I need to start doing it out, you know, and I would. And ever since then, every time I do it, somebody requests it. So I guess I'm not doing too bad a job on it.
No, that was an excellent. Your version was an excellent version of that song. And what was the name of your new CD coming out in the spring?
Well, with the title, the working title that we have right now is called Underhanded Game. There's a title track. That's the name of one of the songs on the album. So that's what we're going with.
So you're going to send all the congressmen and senators a copy of that CD, right?
Well, yes, and yeah, I think every address in Washington should probably get that.
Is there a song on there that reflects other things besides universal themes?
Well, universal themes.
Yeah, you have your love themes, and you have your spiritual themes, you have your abstract themes.
Well, there's a song that's going to be on there that's about family. It's not a lost love kind of thing or anything like that. This is just a family type song. It's really written out of a memory from my childhood. It's about my grandparents' house, and they recently, my granddad died in 2005, and my grandmother died in 2011. She had Alzheimer's, and I went down there one year while she was still living down in Florida. And she was already in a nursing home. But I was walking through the house, that house that my granddad and her lived in for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was just, everything was there. All the furniture was there. Everything was there, but they weren't. And it was just so silent in there.
It's kind of surreal, isn't it?
It is, and it was sort of just like standing in that room and remembering everything that had gone on, all the Christmases, all the Thanksgiving dinners, everything that we, had done in that house, because it was the focal point. My parents lived across the street, but everything was happening at Grandma's house.
Right.
That was just the way it was.
The way families do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a song that's going to be on the album. There's 2 songs on this record that a fellow by the name of Andy Reese is producing.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is the Jim Glazer duet. But this one is one of those songs. Andy Reese is the guitar player in the group the Time Jumpers,
mm-hmm.
which Vince Gill is also a member of. And but we recorded this song out at his house. I'm guessing you want me to play it. Is that what you're driving at?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be correct.
And this is a song called 150 Old Mims Road. It's my grandparents' address. Well, let me get this thing fixed right.
Just readjusting the capo there, right?
Yeah. Well, what is the matter with it? Yeah, I'm handicapped. I have to use a capo. There we go. Same old sound of squeaking hinges as I open the storm door. Familiar smell of an old house I've smelled 1,000 times before. But new to my senses is this silence I've never known. At this house across from Mom and Dad at 150 Old Mims Road. Well, these 4 walls have seen and heard a lot, in their time, back to the days they lived their lives so young and in their prime. Papa in his easy chair, Granny cooking on the stove. Now there's nothing left but memories at 150 Old Mims Road. If I had a nickel for all the laughter, joy, and every single tear shed under this roof of contentment on down through the years, I'd buy each broken heart a ticket and tell them right where to go, back to my childhood days at 150 Old Mims Road. Doesn't seem that long ago, but he's been gone now for years, and with him went her heart and mind, so she moved away from here. When I visit, she's still lost in time, and I play just like it's so. When she talks like things are still the same at 150 Old Mims Road. Well, I guess it's time to get back now. I'll take one last look around. Never know when I'll be back this way again. Maybe next time I do, another child will have found a place to make sweet memories like I did. 'Cause if I had a nickel for all the laughter, joy, and every single tear shed under this roof of contentment on down through the years, I'd buy each broken heart a ticket and tell them right where to go, back where my heart remains at 150 Old Mims Road. Like to buy myself a one-way ticket, don't you know right where I'd go, back to my childhood days at 150 Old Mims Road.
Excellent song.
Thank you, Bert.
And where can people get your first two CDs, and where will they be able to get your third CD?
Well, the first place I'd steer them is to my website, joerucker.com.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a music player on there where they can play samples, and it's available there through a link that you can either download the songs or buy hard copies from. It's distributed through CD Baby, so it's on their website. It's all over the internet, iTunes, Amazon, Rhapsody, all the download sites it's available.
And you'll give us a heads up when you're going to have your CD release party?
Yes. We're scouting locations right now. So the hard thing in town is to try to find somewhere with parking. So, but we're hopefully having that sometime in the spring when it's out, and that CD will be available all over. It'll have distribution as well through iTunes and other download sites. So.
Excellent. Joe, thanks so much for talking to us tonight and for performing on this live interview.
Well, I've had it. It was a pleasure, Bert, and I thank you for all that you do for us independent guys out there, and playing our music and keeping the buzz out there for us.
It's my pleasure.
Good seeing you.